Hey guys, this is Yanni from IG Fitness Training, and today I want to talk about performance standards for athletes. Now, notice I said athletes and not random individuals on the street, because if you're an athlete, you're automatically stronger, faster, healthier, and have better cardio than any other average person who doesn't stay active and doesn't work out. I made a list of physical skills that an average athlete should be able to do or complete fairly easily. Obviously, if you can do better than that, you're an above average athlete. And if you do less better than that, then you have some work to do. But this is just to give you an idea of what the average athlete should be able to do. Now, there are already things like this all over YouTube and the internet. However, these are mostly specific movements specific to a certain type of sport. For example, if you can't bench press 2 plates, then you're weak and you're a beginner athlete or whatever. But like we all know, the bench press, everyone has different anthropometry, different leverages for these kinds of lifts. So you can't really take that one into consideration along with many other popular weight-based movements, which is why I chose my movements to be mostly body weight exercises. So calisthenic-based movements, because that gives a very good indication of relative strength, which is something that also shows you how healthy you are. Because let's say if you can perform a couple of pull-ups, that tells me that you, A, are strong enough to do the pull-up, and two, are strong enough compared to your own body weight, which means you're not overweight. So it tells me you're not overweight and you're not super weak. So that's a good indication, which is what an average athlete should be able to do. They should be able to do a bunch of different bodyweight movements and move effortlessly and elegantly through space and moving their body in a controlled manner, which is what, let's say, the bench press doesn't do. Because if you're really good at bench press, you might be overweight. If you could bench like 400 pounds, maybe you have a big gut. Who knows? Maybe we see a lot of power lifters like that. Functional exercise really depends on what kind of sport or training activity you are training for. I'm aware of that. If you don't do bodyweight movements much, that's fine. I'm not telling you to do it. However, you should be able test yourself on these movements and see if you can do them. And if you can, then that's great. Continue with your training. But if you can't, then you're not headed the right way necessarily for health, longevity, good relative strength. This goes without saying that obviously if you can't perform a pull-up, you're either one, too weak, so you should be able to, build some muscle as an athlete, or you're too heavy for your own body weight, which means that you should lose some extra pounds of fat. It's a good indication, a natural indication that you're too heavy for your own strength. So, without further ado, let's go into these movements. You should be able to do, this is guy or girl, 10 pull-ups. So, if you can do, and I mean 10 pull-ups, all the way down, good form, solid, tight core, and you have your chin over the bar, of course. Any grip. It could be, chin up, wide grip, however you feel like doing. I'm not going to say a specific way because everyone is made differently, and some people will have better leverages in others, which is why, let's say, something like the bench press or the squat isn't necessarily good for everyone. But just pick any grip. So you should be able to perform 10 pull-ups or chin-ups. It's a really good test of upper body strength. Very, very good measure of relative strength, because you should be able to, pull yourself up your own body weight with your own strength. So there's 10 pull-ups. So if you can do more than 10 pull-ups, you're an above average athlete, I would say. Especially if you can perform them fairly easily. You can go around like 15 and up. You're an advanced athlete. I would consider you an advanced athlete. 30 push-ups. Push-ups are easier than pull-ups, obviously. But if then again, it's kind of the same thing. Very good upper body measurements. Guys and girls. Um, I've seen girls who can, do more than 30 push-ups easily. It's not because, uh, you know, they're stronger than with the lower body that they're not able to do any push-ups. So yeah, 30 push-ups, I would say. If you could do around 25 or so, that's pretty good also. But if you can't do anything around that, let's say you're at like 8, well, you got some work to do. And if you're above 30, then congratulations, you're more advanced. I would say the average athlete would be able to do at least 30 push-ups. Good form, so chest to ground, none of that half push-up or on your knees stuff. It's on your feet, chest to ground, neutral spine, and you get all the way up. Pistol squats, this is squatting with one leg. It's very difficult, however, it does incorporate a lot of balance and coordination. So that's also, extra, it's also, other feats that athletes should sort of have. Pistol squats, obviously, ass to grass, and you should be able to maintain good balance throughout. Doing 5 pistol squats each leg, you should be able to do with both legs. One leg shouldn't be necessarily that much stronger than the other. You should also be, in general, you should also be able to jump around and run around pretty quickly, pretty, in an agile way. I'm not going to find a way to measure this because, there's too many factors, the distance, the height, all that stuff. So the plank, you should be able to do 2 minutes. You know, this is high school standards over here. Like we had a test in high school and we had to do 2-minute plank. So if you can't do 2-minute plank, work on it. Proper form, obviously. So the elbows under the shoulders, neutral spine, abs sucked in, and on your toes, obviously. You should be able to hang off a bar, just hanging there for your grip strength, around a minute. Hanging leg raises, so straight legs, straight arms, and then bringing your feet to the bar. You should be flexible enough to do that, 1, and 2, have the ab strength and the grip strength to do that. If you're having trouble doing that, you're probably missing a lot of core strength, grip strength, or flexibility. And also in terms of cardiovascular standards, you should be able to run at least 5 kilometers. I mean, you don't necessarily need to run a marathon. I wouldn't say that's healthy either. There's obviously a limit. So yeah, so run around 5 kilometers. That should be something that an average athlete should be able to do. Now, this is the little list I came up with. Now, these are body movements. In my personal training, I make sure that my clients excel at this type of movements. I promote health and longevity and relative strength. And this is kind of what they're looking for as well. And that's how they, look their best as well. So that's why I make sure my clients excel at these, but we don't only do these movements. Leave a like if you liked anything about this video, and don't forget to subscribe because I'm coming out with videos weekly. This is a fairly new channel, and I want to, grow it as much as possible, but I want to do it my way. So if you're looking for some personal training, don't hesitate to contact me. I also do some online programs as well as some training in person. So even if you're not around me, around my city, I can still help you out with your athletic goals. So guys, this is it for this week's video, and I'll see you guys next time.